Hi, everyone. I'm Rosemarie Miller here with Marquez Valdes-Scantling, a wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, here to tell us a little bit about how he maintains his personal wealth. Thank you so much for joining me, Marquez.
Of course. Yeah, no problem at all.
So, congratulations on winning the Super Bowl.
Thank you. I appreciate it. A lot of hard work there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw somewhere where this has been your dream
Yeah.
since you were 3 years old.
Yes, is something I've been chasing to see the confetti fall. A lot of hard work, lot of adversities, over the years. But to be able to accomplish that and hold up that trophy was a dream come true.
Yeah. So, how does it really feel to be
Um,
in the middle of your wildest dreams?
Words can't describe it. To be honest, it's almost like a out of body experience. You kind of just look around and you see everyone celebrating, and you're just like numb. And it's one of those things where you spend so much time chasing after it, and then when it happens, it feels unreal.
Yeah. How's your mama feel?
She was excited. Both my parents were there to to be able to bring them on the field and let them experience it as well. Because I know I wouldn't be in this position today, without them and without their support. So I was really excited to be able to have them on the field and hug them right after the game.
I know this was huge for her. It was huge for you. I saw somewhere where you dedicated your entire college graduation to
Mm.
your mother.
Yeah,
You were the first one in your family to graduate from college fresh out of high school,
hmm
right?
yeah. That was a big thing for her, um, being able to go to school and because obviously I had both my parents in my life, mom and dad, and my mom was the one who was always about school and grades. Obviously, my dad had that same type of drive. My parents do well with their professions and their college degrees, but my mom was the big stickler on school, and so being able to get that done for her, especially because for her it was always about breaking generational curses, and I think that was a big accomplishment for me and for her as well.
Yeah, that sounds like mama for you.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was your mother who made the introduction between you and your financial mentor, Cedric, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, could you tell me a little bit about that meeting?
Yeah, so my mom, she worked with Wells Fargo for years as a business banker. So she had a lot of connections with people with high net worths, and for her it was always about me meeting people who were like minded with what I wanted to do, and she felt like Cedric was a great person to introduce me to, with his entrepreneurship and what he does, and then just being a mentee for me, was something that she wanted to bring me along with. And I think that throughout the years of us meeting and getting to know each other, we have a lot in common, and it's been great.
Yeah. And I know you trust your mother, but how much of your own personal vetting did you do before choosing your financial mentor?
Yeah, so you know I obviously have a lot of trust in my mom, but I make all my own decisions, and so it won't ever be a thing where do it because my mom said do it. It's always about, hey, if it's the right fit for me. She's introduced me to a lot of people that I haven't liked, or that I wouldn't work with, and that's what about the good thing about my mom is she respects my decisions, and she lets me make my own decisions as well. And so being able to go in and say, hey, I think this person is someone that I could you know get underneath this wing and learn from, and that was my choice.
Yeah. So, what advice would you give to other young athletes or just young people with money when it comes to choosing a financial mentor?
um, Make your own decisions, and get behind someone that knows what they're talking about and isn't gonna just be all smoke and mirrors. Make sure they show you what they're doing and how they did it. Because if they won't put their own money into it, they don't put your money into it.
Oh, I'm a cryptocurrency reporter, so I kind of understand what you're saying. But okay, Marquez, I saw in an interview you did a few years back, and you were talking about trust.
Yeah.
And in this interview, you said, and I quote, "It's definitely not something you earn overnight." And you continued to say, "It's something you have to continuously earn every single day." How has this applied to your relationship with Cedric?
Yeah, so I mean, I think that was the interview I was talking about with one of my quarterbacks a few years ago with Aaron. And I think that applies to everything in life, not just my quarterback or my mentor. Um, because trust takes forever to build, and it can be broken down after one thing. And so I think with Cedric, he's continually showed me what he can do, and the resources that he has, and show me his bank accounts, and show me all the things that he's doing with his own personal things. And so I think with that, the trust is past there, because he's shown me what he's willing to do with his own finances, so I can take those words and use them in my own things.
He's showing you his own bank
Yeah,
account.
he showed me his.
Okay,
So
that's real.
that's why you can trust a man who can show you his bank account.
So what about your trust with your financial advisors?
Yeah, I mean, I've vetted those for months. That wasn't a simple task. We've had plenty of meetings about what they can and can't do for me, and I've had to cut some people off. Say, hey, I can't work with you guys because I don't think that you're going to be a right fit for me. And I think that's the most important thing about having people who are going to be involved with your money, is it being the right fit, because they could be doing a good job at their job, but if it doesn't fit with you, then it's not going to work out.
Mm-hmm. So for those who don't know, what's the difference between your financial mentor and your financial advisor?
Your mentor is going to teach you how to make money, and your advisors are going to teach you how to protect your money. So I think with Cedric, it's been more so about what he does on and off the field per se, with his investments, as well as things that he's into, and some things that he gets behind, and then with your advisors, they're going to teach you how to protect it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And in the press release, you said, through his assistance, you're speaking of Cedric, and mentorship, I'm now empowered to take control of my own personal wealth journey and possess the skills required to hold my money team accountable. Could you tell us how you've had to hold your money team accountable?
Yeah, if there's decisions that I don't agree with, I can go in and say, hey, I don't think this is the right thing for me, or I can call up Cedric and say, hey, what do you think about this? They want to do this, they want to invest here. I'm not really too sure on it. Can you give me some advice on it? And he can go into depth about what works there and why it won't work. And I think that's a great resource to have, because as an athlete, we aren't taught all of these things, about investments or financial literacy and things of that nature. And so being able to have someone you can call on that has had these experiences, it's huge.
That's well said. Could you give me some examples of the red flags you've seen, things you've had to consult with Cedric about that your financial advisors maybe pushed?
To believe it or not, my financial advisors haven't given me a lot of red flags. I've had some advisors in the past, that say, hey, put this amount of money here, or invest this amount of money there, and without really having any knowledge on why I should do it. I think that's been the biggest thing, is being able to understand, like, hey, should I put this amount of money here without, the knowledge of understanding why it does that, and I won't make any decisions without knowing. And so being able to know why the money is going there or what it's going to be doing while it's there has been the biggest thing for me.
And you're also a business owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have your own brand, Six Selection.
Yep.
Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I actually have a couple businesses that I own, but this is one of them that I started with a few of my friends. It's a clothing line, and it's not just something that we want it to be just selling T-shirts. It's a lifestyle brand. I think that's the biggest thing, is that we want to be able to sell this lifestyle, and sell our clothes while we do it. And it's me and my two best friends, and they're not just some guys on the street that I just brought along the way. One's a pharmacist, and one just finished his master's program. So I got good friends around me that know what they're doing, and being able to invest with those kind of people, and have that same entrepreneurial mindset is huge for us, and we want to continue to grow it and be as big as we can possibly be.
Wow. So could you tell me about your other business ventures?
Yeah, so I actually just got a screen printing company to print the clothes that I make. So, kind of cut out the middleman and do it ourselves. So that was good. I'm also in the real estate. I have a gaming organization. And so, I have a couple different things that I do.
So going back to Six Election, approximately how much are you all profiting?
It depends, it varies depending on, how often we drop. So we try to do, 5 or 6 drops a year. And we usually get about 80% of our profit sales throughout those things. So it varies. So I can't really give you a definite number on that one, but it's actually a pretty good return though.
Could you tell me what your main source of income is?
Obviously, I'm a football player, so
Second.
um, probably real estate. Yeah, real estate. My mom, she's a real estate agent, and my parents have been doing that for quite some time since I was maybe in like 3rd or 4th grade. Is when they bought their first rental property. So being able to learn from them for years has been good, and then getting into it myself has been it's been fun. Being able to go and find the right properties. You know, do some of the repairs myself. It's been a blast. Yeah.
You are more than an athlete.
Yeah, definitely more than an athlete. I don't even like to tell people I'm an athlete. To be honest, it's not really something that I'm like. It's a great accomplishment for me, but I know that football isn't going to last forever, and being able to go out and do a lot of different things, because I am an entrepreneur at heart, that's what drives me.
Yeah. Well, I know you're religious, so I know I can say this to you.
Yeah.
God,
I always got my bracelet on.
You always got it on. What does it say?
Pray first.
Pray first.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. God didn't say he'd make your title great.
Nah, and
he said he'd make your name great.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing.
He's definitely doing that, and I'm proud to say I'm a believer. And like I said, without him and my parents, I would not be in this position today.
Yeah. Well, Marquez, we are in a flex culture right now. So can you tell me some ways you have spent money that you probably regretted just trying to flex?
I don't have any regrets. Anything that I bought, I want it. And, I never really go back and say, hey, man, I shouldn't have did that, because I earned it. And, anything that I did, I was proud of. I was happy for it. And I don't really do things for other people. Anything that I purchased was for myself and for my enjoyment. And I'm proud of it. So.
And finally, what's your ultimate goal when it comes to personal wealth?
Personal goal is to obviously affect my family for generations to come, to put, the people around me in better positions and to better my community for sure. That's why all the things that I do are locally in St. Petersburg, Florida, all the businesses, because I want to create opportunities for people. So I got my screen printing company down in St. Petersburg, Florida, because I feel like that's a place where I can create opportunities for people. And, all my rentals are in St. Pete in the Tampa Bay area, to provide affordable housing for people. I think that's just my goal, is to better the people around me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Of course. I appreciate the time.
Yes.